smell me. Nobody's gonna smell you. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching, I'm Cheraye. Welcome. If you happen to be returning, you are truly appreciated. Thank you so much, and welcome back. Today, I will be sharing with you how to get your fragrances to last and perform a tad bit longer and just a little bit better. If you want to hear that, please continue to watch. Here on this channel, I do cover fashion, beauty, luxury, and lifestyle. All things fancy and fabulous dwelling. So if that sounds like something that you would be into, I'd love for you to take 2.5 seconds and hit the subscribe button. Don't stop there, tap the notification bell. It will alert you every single time there's a new video on this channel, as well as a post on this channel. If you want to connect with me even further, because whenever I'm not over here, I'm either on TikTok or I'm on Instagram. Make sure you come over and say hi there as well. All of the information will be in the description box below, as well as on the screen here. All right, you guys, this is a very fun video. It's kind of redundant, I feel like, but you never know. Some people just don't know. So I have 10 tips, okay? A little bit of a hack to share with you on how to get your fragrances to perform and how to get your fragrances to last longer. I get that question almost daily. How do you get your fragrances to perform? How do you get them to last longer? Now, I am gonna say this here. Of course, girl, guy, of course, I have to put a disclaimer out there. These may not work for you. No matter if you do every single thing that I have to share with you on my handy dandy list of things to share with you, it still may not work. Keep trying, try something else. Okay, I'm just saying. Now, I'm also gonna say this too. In this video, I am going to reference spraying your clothes. I am going to reference spraying very heavy. That's not going to work for everybody. Somebody doesn't want to be smelled, or some people, I should say, don't want to be smelled a mile before they even get there. I want to be smelled when I'm on the phone. And you're like, oh my gosh, are you available this weekend? Girl, what is that smell? It's me. It's me. I'm that kind of person. I want my fragrance to show up before I do. I want my fragrance to stay there after I have gone. A quick 2.5. One of you shared an amazing story with me, and I absolutely loved it. You guys share your stories with me. I love reading them. She was saying she was out visiting her sister. You know I'm a paraphrase and tell the story, and it's not going to be all the details, but I'm going to give you what I remember, okay? Okay. So anyway, she was like, oh, I was out visiting my sister, yada, yada, yada. And she said, we have forgot something back in the hotel room, I think. It was a hotel, the house, I can't recall. Anyway, she said, we forgot something back upstairs. She said, so I stayed down in the car. Me and the supporter that were talking back and forth to one another. She said, but my sister ran back upstairs to get it. She said, so my sister got back in the elevator, and the lady that was in there with her was like, oh my gosh, your perfume smells so good. And she was like, no. Her sister said, no. That wasn't me. That's not me. That's my sister. She left her fragrance on the elevator. I love that. That's the type of fragrance that I want to wear. Where I'm off the elevator, downstairs in my car, and you are still smelling me. That's how I want my fragrance to show up for me. It is. I just want to let you know that. So I'm going to be sharing some tips with you. We are going to start with the first one. We're not going to waste a lot of time. We're not going to spend a lot of time. We're going to say what it is. We're all adults, I believe. We're going to start with some soap and water. There, I said it. We're going to start with some soap and water, a bath. You are going to bathe. You are going to scrub your body. Exfoliate, scrub, soap, water. That is the first thing to do. Okay, the next thing to do is you're going to get out of the bathtub or the shower or whatever you were in, the rainforest, whatever. And you are going to let your body be a little damp. While it's still damp, go ahead and, what's number 2? Moisturize. You are going to moisturize your body. You're going to lotion, moisturize. I prefer a lotion such as something like Fenty, something like Skin Potion, something like Eucerin, something that's going to give me a little bit more of a oil concentrate from the Sephora sale. I did order Josie Mariner, or I could be making that name up, but I heard so many amazing things about it, and I heard it was very hydrating and moisturizing. So I definitely wanted to add that into my collection, and I did. So I would recommend moisturizing. I'm gonna show you Fenty because that's what I brought out today to share with you. It is very hydrating, very moisturizing. Put this all over your body, top to bottom, while the body is still supple, while the body is still wet. It gives you a nice shine there, a nice gliss. If you've been watching the channel for any amount of time, you know I have been riding hard for Fenty ever since they have ever came out. It is really good. I love it. We will not be ashy this summer. So the next thing, number 2, would be to moisturize and moisturize your entire body. When you put fragrance on dry skin, it doesn't perform. Fragrance performs better when you put it on hydrating, moisturized skin. That's when it comes to its best and it really shines and performs. So that is tip number 2, moisturize. Tip number 3, spray your pulse points. I'm gonna put a little picture up to show you what pulse points are. You wanna spray it like Coco says, where you wanna be kissed. Those are my pulse points. I wanna spray it where I wanna be kissed. So you wanna spray it here, dab it behind your ears, behind your neck, on the side of your neck. Some people like to do the décolleté, take the shirt, spray it down, da-da-da-da-da. You wanna spray it on your wrist, spray it behind your knees, back of the thighs, hit the calves if you want. Some girls I have heard say that they spray it in the inner thighs. I'm just saying, hello, do what you do, but I'm just saying you want to spray it on your pulse points. The pulse points are typically like thinner layers of your skin. When the body heats up, it gets to the fragrance, it starts to perform, it comes alive. When you get excited and the blood starts flowing, the fragrance starts coming through and you really start getting an aroma of that fragrance. So tip number 3 would be to spray your pulse points. I move on. Tip number 4, we have seen it time and time again. I have done it. I still have to remind myself not to do it because I have seen it my entire life, where you take the fragrance, hold on, let me grab the fragrance for demonstration purposes, and you say, and you spray it, and then the first thing we want to do is rub it. Wrong, disturbing the molecules, killing the fragrance. It's not that serious, you guys. That was for the effects. I'm just saying. But you don't want to spray your fragrance and then rub it together. Now, there is nothing wrong with spraying the fragrance and then dabbing it, okay? And then taking it here. There's nothing wrong with that. But you don't want to spray it and then rub it. So that is tip number 4. Do not rub your fragrances. And I know we have seen it, and I know I have done it many times. And sometime to this day, I'll spray it and I'm like, no. So it's something that you have to untrain yourself from doing. Okay, that's tip number 4. Tip number 5 would be, and this is gonna be controversial, not really, but it could be. I'm gonna say to spray your hair. But I'm not gonna just say take a fragrance and spray it inside of your hair, such as this one, because of the simple fact that this can contain alcohol. We know that alcohol is very drying and you do not want to dry out your hair. So my first suggestion would be to find a perfume spray or hairspray. This is Delina's Perfume hairspray. So I can spray this in my hair all I want, no big deal. It is made for my hair and I'm okay. Now if I start reverting, that's gonna be a problem. But anyways, this is a fragrance designed for your hair. However, you're like, girl, I do not have no fragrance spray for my hair. What can I do instead? You can take your brush, which I forgot, okay? But let's pretend this is a brush, and you would want to spray it, allow it to fan out a little bit where there's no wetness on it, and then just brush it through your hair. That too will give you more longevity with your fragrance. Every time you move, every time you turn, every time you go down, come back up, they'll get a whiff of your hair, they'll get a whiff of your fragrance. It's a way to get the fragrance to last longer. I move on. Now, tip number 6, how am I gonna do tip number 6? Tip number 6, some people would say, I'm talking to 2 sets of people, so I'm going to say it 2 different ways. Tip number 6 for number 1 is going to be, don't overdo it. Don't overspray your fragrance. There's nothing worse than getting in a room or sitting next to someone in the airport or somewhere where you're in close quarters and they have totally oversprayed and all you're doing is tasting their fragrance in your mouth because they have totally oversprayed. You don't want to be that person. Know the occasion. Know where you're going, who you're going to be around, and if you can afford to spray that much or if you need to not be as heavy-handed. Cheraye, I'm talking to you. Hello. Anyways, I do. If I know I'm going to be like somewhere such as a church and we're going to sit close to each other, or if I'm going to go somewhere where I'm going to be in close quarters with someone, I won't spray as heavy because I want to be respectful. You know what I mean? If I was going to a doctor's appointment, they generally tell you don't wear fragrance. Sorry, doctor, can't do it. She's got to wear a little bit of fragrance. But I won't spray as heavy as if I was going out on a date night with my guy and we were going to be walking through and walking past. And I really wasn't going to be hanging out with people. I was just going to more along the walking beside people or in front of or leaving scent trails. When I go out to leave a scent trail, that's a different story. It hits different. So I would say don't overdo it in your spray. Same tip. Spray, okay? If you're only spraying 1, how do I do it? 1, 2, 3. Nobody smelled me. Nobody's gonna smell you. You only put 3. Nobody's gonna smell that. You have to spray, Go, the sprinkler system. You get a little dance with it, walk through it, walk around it, the smell of your bath. You do all of that, and then it stays on you. Now, depending on your clothes, with the blouse such as this, it's kind of like, it's not silk, you guys. I don't know what it is. It's something. I picked it up at H&M. I think maybe a couple months ago. Or did I pick it up at Zara? I believe it was at H&M. I wouldn't spray this. Look at it. It would totally stain. It would totally do some other stuff. So I wouldn't spray this. I would spray before. Now, you want to spray this way when you are a heavy sprayer, or you want your fragrance to last all day, or you want it to project. Now, if I'm wearing a blouse such as this, I know that I will not spray my clothes. So what I do, and I've been telling you guys this for years, if you've been watching the channel, I get a huge makeup brush, whether I'm wearing body oil, a shimmer spray, whatever. You just wash your brush out according to what you're gonna put on. I will spray it here, and then what I would do is I would go in and tap those places under, side of me. Did you just lift your shirt up on camera? Okay, anyways, I'm demonstrating here, okay? Put it on the places that you want to smell, your pulse points, places you want to be kissed. Instead of applying fragrance sometime, especially around bedtime or one of those intimate evenings, okay? You don't want to just smell like you just doused yourself in a whole bottle of fragrance. So you spray something like this, almost like you would do, and then you just put it on your body. You know what I mean? Just dab it all over, wherever you want to be kissed. I'm just saying, that's another tip. So that's what you would do. Spray your fragrances according to where you're going. If you know you're going to be close with somebody, I wouldn't spray as heavy. If you know you're leaving a night to remember and a scent trail that just won't quit, I would say spray heavy. I move on. Spraying heavy, Cheraye, what do you mean by that? 8, 10, 12, 25, it's my fragrance. I spray how I want. That's just what she does over here. I live, okay? I live, honey. I spray my fragrances. All my bottles will have dents in them. I move on. Now, in the event that it's a fragrance like Tom Ford Lost Cherry, you don't want to mix it with anything. You just want to have that along for the night. You know it's not going to last. It already told you what it was when you showed up. It's not a very long-lasting fragrance. I would say dab some Q-tips or dab some cotton swabs, okay? And you can put them down your blouse. Let's say that you're like, girl, I'm not wearing that kind of shirt tonight. Dab some, put it in your handbag, because not everybody tells me they don't have decants, they don't have stuff like that. So I'm going to say dab this, take it with you, go into the restroom, freshen up a little bit, just tap it on you. It'll still have the scent of Lost Cherry, and you're good to go. In the event that you have a fragrance that doesn't perform well, decant a little small bottle. Decant it, take it with you. I have a decanting video on my channel. If you guys are like, girl, what is decanting? You take the fragrance, you put it on top, you shoot. If I can find it, I'll put it in here and let you see that. And then you go ahead and put it in your handbag, your car, wherever. And if it happens to, fail, or it's not smelling or performing anymore, you can just reapply and refreshen up, and you're good to go. So if you don't mind, the fragrance is not as, long lasting, decant a bottle, take it with you, or carry cotton swabs, or you can even carry a Q-tip and dab it with you, as long as it's already on the fragrance. And make sure you store the Q-tip or the cotton swab in a little lunch baggie. Okay, I move on. Tip number 8, store your fragrances in cool, dry, dark places, away from windows, away from bright lights, away from anything like that. I know you guys are probably like me. We all love to put our bottles out. We love to look at them. They make me very happy, darling. They just get me excited, right? So you probably are the same way. Try and take care of them. Keep them out of direct sunlight. Keep them out of lights for long periods of time. And make sure that they are stored in a more cooler place, not somewhere hot, because fragrances do have a shelf life and they do expire. They do expire. I have had several that have expired. Probably because I didn't get around to using them, and other times is because I did used to keep my fragrances in the bathroom like many years ago. I just didn't know any better, and I just thought they looked cute, but now I don't do that anymore, so that's why I can share that with you. I move on. Number 9, huge tip here: layer your fragrances. If at all possible, layer your fragrance with the body cream that it originally comes with. Well, so example is, if I'm gonna wear a Delina fragrance, I'm gonna layer it with the Delina body cream. This is a great way to get longevity from your fragrances, from layering it, doing a layering combo. If I wanted to take it a step further, I'm purposely using Delina because I have all of the Delina, even the hair mist. If I wanted to get the hair mist, I could put the hair mist on there. Another thing is, if in the event I said I wanted to moisturize with a little bit of oil, this Turkish Rose by Nest is absolutely everything. Out of all of the Nest oils that came out, this is my absolute favorite. You can take a little bit of cream from the Delina, put it in your hands. After you put it in your hands, take the oil from Nest, squeeze it in, go ahead and get it together, douse it all over your body. That's 2 layers already. Go ahead and top it off with your fragrance. That's 3 layers. Go ahead and top it off with your hairspray. That is 4 layers. Then if you said, okay, well, I'm gonna go to the restroom, freshen up, wash my hands. When I come back, I'm gonna put my hand cream on. Carry the hand cream with you. This is the Delina hand cream that you can carry with you as well. So these are all ways to get your fragrances to stay on, to perform, to last, to project, longevity, everything like that. If you are really committed, make sure you layer your fragrance. Now, not every fragrance do I have the body cream for. And that is why I am a huge fan of Fenty, because it is very hydrating and it is lightly scented. So therefore, it's not going to disturb the peace of my fragrance, and they're not going to compete for one another. Now, if you are wearing a very berry fragrance, something like a Mon Guerlain YSL, and it has a lot of berries, blackberry, raspberry, blackcurrant, what have you, and you have more of a berry lotion, go ahead, by all means do it. That's not my favorite. I just don't, that's just not what I choose to do. I prefer just a lightly scented lotion, and I will put it with whatever fragrance I'm choosing or feeling of the day. You don't have to have the fragrance lotion that matches a fragrance, but you do want to have a moisturizing lotion that is not going to disturb the peace of your fragrance. Tip number 10, and it's the same thing as oil, Vaseline. We have heard it for years and years and years. I think my grandmother even knew about this. I didn't really hear about it until I really started getting into fragrances more and more. But they always tell you the old Vaseline trick here. This is the one that has cocoa butter in it. But you would just take a little thing of Vaseline and you would just rub it on your pulse point or rub it behind your neck or your ear or wherever it is that you're doing. You can dab it, you can tap it. You just want to put it there. And then you will go ahead and take your fragrance and spray there, and spray there. And that should help with longevity as well. I'm not a fan of the Vaseline thing. I just don't want that much grease on me at one time. I prefer oils. I prefer the body cream or the body lotion, but I did want to share it with you because it has been, highly suggested, and so many people swear by it. I have tried it, so I can say that it does work, but it's not my favorite, so I do not love it. So that is the last thing that I would ever do to get my fragrances to perform and last. But like I said, I wanted to share tips and hacks, and that is definitely one. And that is it for this video. Those are 10 ways and some to get your fragrances to perform and last a tad bit longer. Like I said, everyone is different. You guys, there are so many different things that, warrants your fragrance to last and perform a little bit better than even what I shared with you today. This is very, very brief in what, it could be. Your diet, it could be how much water you're drinking, your pH balance, if the fragrance goes with your body chemistry. There are so many different factors, so don't let it ever be like, oh, this didn't work, the fragrance doesn't work. Try different things. These definitely will help. So if you haven't tried some of these, I would say definitely try them. And then also try and find a fragrance that likes you. You know what I mean? Some fragrances I put on me and others swear by them. They're like, oh my God, this is so good. It's so good. It's so good. And then I go and I get it and I'm like, it's not necessarily a bad fragrance. However, it did not work for me. There's so many fragrances that I love, that you all love, that you all have suggested. And when I put it on me, it just smells masculine, or it doesn't smell good, or it took a different note. So you want to like things that like you back. You want to like fragrances that like you back. Fragrances that, make you feel some type of way. You always get compliments on them. They're going to perform. Some in my collection, Delina and Baccarat Rouge 540. Somebody in my house was like, please don't say Baccarat Rouge 540. Hello? Baccarat Rouge 540, okay? Those are ones that I absolutely love. Even still, Baccarat shows up, shows out, disappears, doesn't show up. It's still a favorite for me. So I'm always gonna have that in my collection. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them down in the comment section below. It's always so good seeing you guys. Leave any other videos that you would like to see down in the comment section below. I love helpful, entertaining videos, something that you can take something away from or share with someone or refer back to. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Of course, if you've enjoyed the vibe, make sure you smash the like button. Come over and say hi on Instagram, and I will see you beautiful souls in the next one. Until next time, you know the drill. Be blessed, stay fit, and definitely stay fabulous, darling. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, you guys, wait. I have something else to tell you. You're going to see this shirt again. Click on the video. It's a different video. It's a layering combo video. I'm just saying, I don't always have time to change. I'm working here, okay? I'm working here. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.